Hey everybody, welcome back to Football Talk with Vinny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Amari Cooper news. So for those of you who have not heard, earlier this morning there was a report out that the Dallas Cowboys are likely to release Amari Cooper. And then a couple hours later, the report came out that they're going to try to look to trade him. Now, the first thing that I really kind of want to do is just address the cap situation that the Dallas Cowboys are in. If you look here, I'm going to post it somewhere on here. The Dallas Cowboys are in a very difficult cap situation. We're at minus $13.6 million. Make that $13.4 million. So as you can tell, there are definitely some teams that have even bigger negative caps. But again, we are still in the bottom five. So with that being said, you're in a position where you have to do something to clear up cap space, right? Now, I'm not going to really go into really great depth in this video. I did make videos last year talking about the salary cap and how all that stuff works. So essentially you have a couple options, right? You can restructure some contracts, but when you restructure them, all you're really doing is making your cap situation for future years in a worse situation, or you could release some players. Now, just so I have it, I'm gonna have my laptop here, and I'm just going to also put up a picture here so you can kind of see it. If you can see here on this picture, somewhere on this screen, it's gonna show a list from overthecap.com of all the Dallas Cowboys players for this season and their cap number, their dead cap number, and the amount of savings / debt you would accrue if you were to release the player. If we were to look all the way to the right, you obviously have two numbers in red, and then the very first number to the left of those is your cap hit. Now again, let's just take Dak Prescott for example, just so you can kind of walk through I can kind of walk you through how this works. If you keep Dak Prescott, your salary cap is going to be at $34.5 million. And then the very first number to the right shows what you have to pay him if you were to release him. So for Dak Prescott, you'd have to pay him $77.8 million. And then the last number on the right, it's red, meaning you would lose out on $43.35 million. So that means, with that example, right, Dallas is $13.4 million over the cap. We would be in the $50+ million over the cap range if we were to release Dak Prescott. Now, obviously that's not going to happen, but this kind of just helps you kind of very quickly be able to look at the numbers and understand kind of what you're looking for. So obviously what you are looking for is that number to the right. If you look at the very next player, DeMarcus Lawrence, it says $8 million. That means you would save $8 million by releasing him. So again, very quickly, you're trying to save $13.4 million to get under the cap. If you look at the players, there's not very many players where you would save a significant amount of cap space. There's really just two. You got DeMarcus Lawrence at 8, Amari Cooper at 16. And then literally like the next highest guy is at like $5 million, and that is Anthony Brown and Tyron Smith. You're obviously not going to release Tyron Smith. Anthony Brown maybe, but like you're just not, because his salary is essentially just, you're essentially just paying him $6 million. So you're actually not paying him a lot of money. He's just not fully guaranteed in his deal. That's the only reason why it's a significant amount of cap space. But again, this is the situation you find yourself in from the Dallas Cowboys perspective, which is why last year losing to the Niners and Plus was such a huge loss, because I understood the ramifications in terms of the cap and what you are, or really more importantly, are not going to be able to do this offseason. You have so many free agents, guys like Leighton Vander Esch, Blake Jarwin, right? You also have, I know he's coming off a torn ACL, but you do have Michael Gallup as well. So you're going to have to, probably let all of them go. I don't know if you're going to be able to afford any of them, because again, you have to shed $13 million of cap space just to get to even, and then you have to free up some more cap space to sign your draft picks. So obviously that is the reason why you've heard news that they're probably going to potentially release Amari Cooper, is you almost don't have a choice, right? Your only other choices are to restructure deals, like I said, and try to lower the cap number this year. But what you're doing is you're making the cap number for those players you restructure their contracts, you're going to make the cap number bigger in future years. So again, from a business perspective, this really has nothing to do with the fact that Amari Cooper is not good enough to be on the roster or anything like that. It's just, we need to save $16 million, or we can save $16 million by cutting him. And he, although he is a very good receiver, right, if we don't cut him, what are our other options, right? We really don't have another guy we could cut that has a significant cap space savings number that we can help get us underneath. So obviously, just a very quick recap of kind of like the salary cap, and that's the reasoning behind having to cut Amari Cooper, because the other way, I actually don't like when teams do that. They restructure some deals, and if you saw that first picture I put up of all team salary cap space, you got the New Orleans Saints so far down at the bottom, they're going to have to do a lot of work to get under, and they had to do a lot of work last year to get under. So with that being said, now we'll go over, maybe not essentially trade options, just why you would want to trade him. Obviously, from the team's perspectives, the Dallas Cowboys that is, if you trade him, you're still going to save the same exact $16 million, so that won't change either. But if you're another team, it's going to be very difficult to even want to give up anything for him, because you know that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to release him in about a week or so. So I don't know really if Dallas is going to get anything for him. This might be a situation where the only thing that I can think of where Dallas would actually get any form of compensation for him is, I guess teams would have to kind of call Amari Cooper up and say, hey, if you were to get released, what are the contracts you're hearing from other teams that they would offer you? Right? And if teams are like, yeah, they were going to offer Amari Cooper, over $20 million a year. Now, if you're a team, you may say, okay, well, it's worth it to give Dallas a 4th or 5th or 6th round pick to bring Amari Cooper in and keep him under his current deal. This way, we don't have to worry about losing him out when he's a free agent. But that's very slim as well. I don't really see it happening. It's probably more likely Dallas is going to have to cut Amari Cooper. So unfortunately, it's going to be a loss for the Dallas Cowboys. But as you saw for the cap space, even by releasing him, we're still going to have barely enough money to probably sign our draft picks. So guys like Leighton Vander Esch can be almost impossible to sign. Blake Jarwin, a lot of those guys, you're going to have to restructure a contract or two just to be able to sign 1 or 2 of them. So just wanted to make a quick video. I know a lot of people are kind of confused about how the cap works and why you have to make some moves that you make, right? Because from just a team perspective, you would never cut Amari Cooper. He's a good player. There is no reason why he should not be on your roster. But when you take into account the money he's getting paid, and then the money that you could save by cutting him, and where you've put yourself cap-wise by restructuring a lot of deals over the last couple seasons to make room for a Dak Prescott signing, unfortunately, you've put yourself in a situation where you are going to have to make some tough decisions. Because if you were to keep Amari Cooper and restructure a deal or 2 or 3, what you're doing at that point is you're now going to make future cap situations even more difficult than this year's cap situation is. So thank you guys again for watching the video. Very quick video. And with free agency just kind of right around the corner within about 2 weeks now, a week and a half, obviously things are going to get crazy over the next 10 days-ish. So I look forward to updating you guys on that. Just wanted to make a quick video about that Amari Cooper news. Again, I appreciate it. I appreciate it if you made it to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much. If you liked it, make sure to hit a like and also subscribe, as both of those help out the channel. But again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.